everybody, Floppy Hat Photos back here again for another random rant. And today's random rant is about people who could make a simple little change in their life, and it would take them less than an hour to make a change that would solve a little ongoing nagging problem that'll bug them for, I don't know, 10, 20, 30 years, whatever. And there's a couple incidents I'm going to talk about here. Basically, it means a lot of different things, but the two that are really on my mind right now, there's a dentist I know down, I don't know, about an hour south of me down in Missouri that my grandparents go to, my uncle goes to, my ex-wife used to go to. I couldn't stand the guy at all. I didn't go. Like, I would rather literally let my teeth rot out of my head than deal with this guy. And when you pull up into the parking lot of his office practice, his dental practice, whatever you want to call it, you pull up in the parking lot, the only parking lot there is, and it's on basically be the east side of the building, and there's one small walk-through door, no windows, no nothing on it, and you walk up to that door, it's right in front of where you park, and the door is locked every time. In order to get into the building, which we got there is right after like lunchtime, first time, we're sitting around waiting forever, and finally the guy had to kind of stick his head out the door and tell us, hey, you go around the, to the south side, so you have to go down the left side of the building, turn right, and then on the south side of the building, it's about 30 feet away, is a door you go in that you actually enter into the waiting area, into his reception area, whatever. This guy here has had that building, I believe he said it's been there 27 years, something like that. It's that building, and he basically laughed and made the joke, the comment about how virtually every single person, the first time they show up at his practice, goes to the same door. And he said even to the point where some people who haven't been for a while will go to the same door. Every delivery driver, everybody goes to that door because it's right in the parking lot, and there's nothing on it that says private entrance. It doesn't say do not enter. It doesn't say office that way with an arrow. You could literally, for $20, he could have a sign made that says office with an arrow that way, or entrance with an arrow that way. You go around the corner, and then the only door on that south side is the door you go in. The way you come in from the building, you come in from the north, you park on the east side of the building, and you never see the south side of the building because where you're coming in from town, the main streets and blah, blah, whatever. So this guy could literally spend $20, hang a sign up on there, and would solve that problem forever. But instead, it's just that little bit of arrogance and that little bit of like, I'm smarter than you are. I knew to go around the south side. I don't like that crap. That annoys the hell out of me. So that right there is one of them. The other one was basically an incident where you're going to a business that's in a residential neighborhood in a residential house. And there was one recently I went to, it was a 2-story brick house built in about, I don't know, the turn of the century, maybe the teens, somewhere in there kind of era. Beautiful old brick house, and there's no parking lot. There's like an alley next to the house, and there was a vehicle parked in the alley, blocking the alley, which I assume was his. There was a sign out front that said the name of the business, pretty big sign. Next to it was an old gas station that's turned into a different business. I drove by, pulled into that old gas station parking lot, parked there, and walked up on the porch where there's this old antique looking stuff on the porch and that. And I walk up there, and it's a beautiful solid glass like screen door. Behind it, more modern door. Behind it is a beautiful, just beautiful leaded glass, fluted cut, beautiful door. And no sign saying, come on in, this is the business, feel free to enter, no doorbell to ring, no nothing. So I got there and I'm like, well, I just spoke to the guy on the phone moments ago, I don't know, a few hours ago, whatever it was. And he told me it's in the big brick building, so on and so forth, the big giant sign out front. So I'm pretty sure this is where I'm supposed to be going. But again, a simple little taped up sign he printed off on his printer, cost him nothing. 2 minutes of his time, it says, come on in, doors open, doors unlocked. Make it on a little hook if you want. So you can put a little sign that says closed, make one that says open, please come on in, do not knock. That would have been perfectly fine. Didn't have either one of those. So I get in there, and there's this little tiny foyer, and you stand there, and there's, again, no signs. It says office to your left, or it says nothing. To the right, it was like a little, like a setting room type thing, had like some tables and some paperwork and like some storage, whatever. Again, nothing there. The front wall in front of me, which I assume was the back of the stairs from the other side of the house, nothing there. Some decoration stuff, no signs, no nothing. To the left was like a living room type waiting room area. And then I finally hear a guy's voice going, come on over here this way. Then I walk in a beautiful house. The guy was in a little office, which looks like a small dining room area. And not a big deal. I don't mind the residential. Just make it where I know what's going on. Make a little sign that says, hey, come on in, doors open, whatever. And like I said, if you don't want to have the deal of, for the open and close, how when the open says, no need to knock, come on in, this is the business, not a house. So you walk on in, whatever. And it's that whole scenario, the fact also looking on into the kitchen, you can see the stove, the microwave, and some of the appliances and stuff. I'm not really a big fan of that in a business office. He could have hung up a curtain, could have hung up some hippie beads, could have hung up actual door on that thing, whatever, and really made that feel a lot more like an office setting. Would have been fine. But the big one is the fact of just the door. Put a sign that says, no need to knock. This is a business, come on in. That right there would have been phenomenally helpful, because you get there and I talked to him. He goes, oh yeah, a lot of people stand out there and knock and I have to get up and go let them in and blah, blah. And I'm like, but a little sign, dude, like this happens to you quite often. And it did feel really weird walking into a house that, you know, theoretically is a house. And who knows, maybe the sign went to the house over next door, or maybe it was the upstairs apartment. That was the business or whatever. And there's a lot of things that could have happened, could have made life a lot better, but it is what it is. So that right there is the biggest things. If you are in anything, I don't care if it's your own personal life, you know, and you forget stuff, but especially if you're in a business type setting, go ahead and take a minute and just put a sign out, man. It's not that hard to do. Put a stupid sign out that says entrance that way, no parking here, or please don't block the drive, or please don't block the alley, or whatever the heck it is. Or even for him saying, hey, please park in the alley, you know, if you're coming to this business. Both those would have been just fine. So anyway, that's kind of all I want to do is vent about that and get it off my chest. So thank you guys for listening and watching. Have yourself a safe and wonderful day. Get out there and find something to bitch about.